Hey guys, it's Aftermath Logo Design here, and in this tutorial, I haven't done one in a while. I can't remember if I've even done one that I've uploaded, but I'm going to show you how I did this feature in RealFlow in Cinema 4D. It's this clear sphere that kind of augurs around itself. Just watch. So yeah, it actually is a very simple tutorial. In an upcoming tutorial, I will show how I did this polygon displacement test. Another simple one, just make it look nice. Some really cool stuff here. So let's jump right into it. Let's open up RealFlow and make a new file. And I'm going to delete all this. So if you don't know RealFlow, if you press Alt and click around, you can move when you're in perspective mode. And numbers 1 through 4, by clicking the numbers, are your views. So you have top, front, side, and perspective. Now I always like to use perspective, it's just a preference. So let's go up here and you click on your objects and let's make a sphere. And my view is on smooth shading, put on wireframing. It should be like that preset. And I'm going to change my scale of my sphere to 2 to 2. So now we have this blank sphere, nothing in it. What we're going to do, let me reset that because my simulation's in there. We're going to go to these 3 blue dots, and what these are your render tools. They render the actual fluid you're trying to do. So you have circle, square, all these different ones. We're going to use a fill object right now. We're going to come over here and we're going to choose an object to fill. I choose my sphere and fill volume, yes. And I'm going to turn my resolution up to 2, not too much, because then my simulation times will be high. And what we're going to do is come over this sphere and make its simulation to inactive. So that means the particles can jump outside the sphere. The only thing the sphere is doing is being a placeholder for the fill object. So right now if I simulate, all they're doing is just kind of bouncing around and that's it. So real quick, we're going to go to fill object and we're going to do our internal pressure to 6, our surface tension to 11, and you can fool around with these settings, guys. Yeah, and if you see warnings here, you don't really have to pay attention to them. They happen a lot, nothing to be worried about. So right now all it's going to do is just kind of bounce around a little. When they turn white, that means they're colliding. So yep, what we're going to add now is these 3 red arrows up here. These are your daemons, and we're going to add an attractor, and then we're going to add a noise field. And what this will do is the noise field kind of pushes the particles out, and the attractor just brings them in. So if I turn this to inactive, the attractor, I will show you what noise field does. And it kind of like separates them and brings them out, and you can move around, unlike in cinema while you're rendering, and it kind of throws them out there, but then they start separating. So what the attractor does that's nice is it keeps everything in. It kind of counteracts the noise field in a way. So if we simulate that here, we're going to auger and they're going to come back in. We can see we have a nice 3D effect here. So we can let that simulate. I have mine on 300 frames, guys. The default's 200. So in cinema here, I was testing out a different one. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a floor. We're going to make a cube. And we're going to shrink the cube down and make it really long and wide. And I have a texture here, and all it is a luminance of 300%, and I threw that on the cube. So we'll take that up, and what that's going to do is show us our floor, basically. I have my output at 1920 by 1080 with 300 pixels per square inch, and global illumination only. I do use ambient occlusion, and what I find is that when I'm using liquids, it really bumps the render times up, so I keep it off, and there's barely any difference. So let's go back to rear flow. Our render's done here. What we're going to do is go up to this green blob. This is your addition for meshes. So you click that and go to particle mesh standard. The render kit, you need a render kit, obviously. So we're going to click that, and we're going to go all the way back to 0. See how many warnings I get. And we're going to do build meshes. So flashing green light means that it's building your meshes. And that's fine. That's what we wanted to do. So we'll go back in here, and we're going to go to, you do need the RealFlow plugin. So we're going to go plugins. It should have come with RealFlow mesh importer. And once this is done simulating, we'll wait for that. And while this is rendering, guys, I'm going to tell you, if you guys want me to do some more tutorials, I'd love to. I use the programs all the time. I don't get the attention I want, obviously, but I guess I'm just an amateur. If you like the videos, if you like the tutorials, please share them. Get my name out there. You can like my Facebook page. I put my YouTube videos go up on there, my Twitter page. No one follows me right now, but I don't care. I do it for you guys. In the beginning, I used to put out the templates actually online. I just give them to you, and I'm willing to do that now. If you want this template, sure, you can have it. Just message me on YouTube or Facebook right on the wall, and I'll put it up on Mediafire, and you can just grab it. I'm not picky about what's mine. Yeah, I made it, and you can tweak it around if you want. It's just a learning template, and I'm just here making stuff for you guys. I mean, the only thing I won't put out there is stuff like for clients or stuff like that. But now our simulation's done. If we go to view, screen shading, smooth shading, this shows us our view. It won't be as accurate as we want, but we see we're getting some of this movement, and it's what we like. So we're going to go ahead and save that. So do Control S, and we're going to go to Cinema, and I have my RealFlow mesh importer selected, and go to File Path and do the 3 dots, and find your file. Go into Meshes, and the mesh 00000. Open that, bring that up a little, and make sure your simulation is 300 frames long. So if I play this, we get everything we just got in RealFlow. Now you need the meshes. That's what makes the fluid. So I have this material made. This is actually from a texture kit from Grayscale Gorilla that I really liked on my fluid, and it's just clear. All he has is specular transparency. He has a bunch of stuff done in transparency, so I like it. So if I drop that on my particle mesh and render this out, you can also get that Grayscale Gorilla kit. You can have I'll turn this cube off, and I will throw in a overhead box, and sometimes it looks nicer. And you can just tweak this around, and that's pretty much it, guys. The global illumination makes it has the nicer look. I mean, obviously the ambient occlusion will give you that nicer shadowing, but when you're dealing with liquid, it's moving so quickly that you're not necessarily going to see it. seeing is the floor. So if I put this red material on the floor, it's going to look reddish now because it's clear, so it's seeing the floor through it. And so yeah, guys, that's pretty much the gist of it. You can mess around with your lighting. Please tell me what kind of tutorials you want me to do. I for this, someone asked me to do it. A polygon displacement where I have this bunch of polygons and they start popping away and they end up just one kind of moving around right there. And if you want, I can do a 2-video tutorial showing you how I did some of this lighting. This is just basically, guys, 4 walls and a cube, and that's pretty much it. And this is all from me. None of this was I know Grayscale Gorilla has a tutorial just like this up, and you can go watch that one, or I can make one like this. But yeah, just tell me what you guys think, and please like, share it, please, all over Facebook, Twitter, whatever. I don't have a lot of subscribers, so hope you guys liked the video. Subscribe, please. Thank you.